been working really hard to dig yourselves out of, that rut that you guys were in. A performance like this where you continue to build on the lead, I mean, what does this type of win mean for this group as a first step?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, we had tough times, last couple of weeks. And sometimes we get out of it easily, sometimes not. And that's what this league is all about. It's not easy league to win. We just need to, keep building. I thought, the Winnipeg game, we play better. And this game was very important to us. They're contenders, great team. And we came here. We play as we should. We play 60 minutes, a hard game, defensively responsible. And we saw the results. From good defense, all of a sudden we are getting chances. We were scoring 5 goals. So just this group has to just understand that good defense is more important than cheating for offense.
And for you yourself, it hasn't been easy scoring goals this season, but to get those two, I mean, you could see that first one that you scored, just the elation on your face. I mean, what does that mean to you to sort of contribute in that way to this group?
Yeah, I mean, shitty season for me offensively, struggling to scoring goals. So this one is nice to get on board, help the team finally a little bit. That's it.
And for you, just sort of that third period in particular, the way you guys were able to build on that lead, because I think that's something that over the last couple of weeks has been the hardest part when you do have that lead. I mean, what sort of went into that mentality that shifted things in the third from past games?
I mean, just we talk about it. Keep playing the way we played the first 2 periods, and keep the pressure, play in their own zone, and make them make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did. But now it's the most important to how we gonna come on next game. Like this, if we're not gonna be ready next game, this doesn't mean anything.
Thanks, Pally. Appreciate it. You guys have been a team who have been in a rut. It's been difficult, but to put up a performance like this, not just a win, but a decisive one where I think you might say that you guys were playing your game all the way through. Just give me a sense of like the feeling after a game like this.
I think the mentality in the room was just kind of to play defensively first, make sure that we're on the right side. We're playing a team, played a team tonight that, especially that top line with the D pair, are really moving and creating a lot of stuff. And I think we were just so committed to the defensive part of the game to keep them on the outside. That when you play that way, you get some line rushes, you get some more O zones, and I think the forecheck was kind of where. Was kind of the difference maker today. I think starting off with that Nico's line with Pally, just being extremely tenacious on the forecheck, winning pucks back, playing against tired guys. All of this stuff that we have talked about, the games when we maybe didn't get rewarded and didn't win those games, I think all of that kind of fell into place a little bit today. And then with Marky playing the way he did in that, just was a good recipe for us.
Nothing was by chance, obviously, when you're scoring those goals. But did it just feel good that those opportunities went in? Because we've talked so much over the last couple of weeks, whereas maybe on the other side of the ice, they missed a few empty. Like it's almost like the reverse of what's been happening to you guys.
Yeah, no, I think that also happens because we've been a competitive group that's been working hard at it. We haven't been a group that was just hoping for something to happen. I think we've been working on it, and then. All of a sudden things started falling in your place, and now it's just going to be for us to make this 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, make this kind of the standard of how we want to play, and then we're going to win more games than lose. So I think today was a good step in the right direction for us to realize that when we're playing this way defensively and on our forecheck, we're getting a lot more looks.
It's so interesting that you keep mentioning that defensive side of the game because we know how valuable it is, but we know how much firepower you guys have. It seems that really is at the core of what you guys really need to do here.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of when you get other teams to try a little harder. They maybe force a couple more plays, and all of a sudden you get line rushes, and all of a sudden just by being on the right side. I think that's kind of what's been hurting us in the past, that we have been the team that's just been trying and forcing and maybe making plays that we maybe always shouldn't have done, and then it's cost us the game by going the other way. So I think today we just really flipped the script. We brought some swag into the game, and I think that's kind of what became the difference maker.
I know how valuable and respected Pally is, and I see the smile about to crack on your face there. But to see him get those 2 goals, I mean, what does that do overall for? I mean, not just him, but for the group who just has so much admiration for a player like him, and it's been tough for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a respected player in the room. I think as soon as you talk about Pally for anyone in the room that's been being around him every day, just has so much respect for him. I mean, the work that he put in, the type of person and human he is off the ice, and how much he really wants to win and be a difference maker. I mean, the game today, he gets to be playing a little more, gets to play with Nico, who can make plays. He's so hard on the forecheck, winning pucks back, and for him to be rewarded with 2 goals was just great. I think the whole bench was just reacting extremely happy for him. So it was great to see, and he really brought a lot of energy and happiness to the team.
Tonight, joining us now is the captain, Nico Hischier. Nico, first of all, congratulations on a much-needed win here in St. Paul. I know you guys have heard a lot of the noise that has been going around with your group, and this was a very confident performance, a lot of gumption from start to finish. I know it's good to have another win on the record, but what does this win do for the locker room? We heard all the cheerings and the excitement when you guys headed back there.
Yeah, it obviously helps give your confidence back, and I think we finally got a game together, what we were talking a few weeks now about in the locker room, and we dug in, and I think it was a well-played game for us here tonight.
And you guys played with a lot of physicality. I think you really matched the energy of a very good Minnesota Wild team, too, and I liked the response that you guys had when they were able to tie it up at 1 apiece. Just talk about how you didn't sit back and let the game happen. You kind of attacked this one here.
Yes, play with confidence and simplify our game. That's pretty much. I think if you look at the game, we had lots of great forechecks in that game, and that's how we created offense and made their D turn and make them stop in their D zone so they can use their speed and skill. And like I said, it all came a little bit together tonight, what we've been trying to do the last few weeks.
Well, Nico, first off, congratulations. I just really want to highlight just your effort. We were between the first and second intermission, just like meat and potatoes. Like you guys were getting the puck below the goal line and really just winning those physical battles below the goal line. Look at your couple of primary assists. Just was that kind of the determination that you guys talked about going into this game, that you need all 4 lines to play this way?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like when you're struggling, you got to put pucks deep and go get them. And I think a lot of teams are doing it against us, and it's not easy if you have to go dig out a puck in the corner as a D with lots of pressure from behind. I think you were a D, so you can relate to that. So and we're a good skating team, so the forecheck should be a big asset for us. And if it's not going well, that's where you got to create your chances as well.
You're exactly right. I love playing against teams that never dump the puck in deep, so made my job easier. And, speaking about defense and, building off what Rachel said to some of the noise, like, what can you say about the pro and the veteran response that we seen from Dougie tonight? He's going through a tough stretch, but to come in, play with urgency, intensity, and factor in, on a couple goals was big for him.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he's a veteran in this league. I think, obviously, never easy, but he handled it really well, and he got the responder that probably he wanted and the team wanted, and it obviously lifts the whole group, and we're obviously happy for him, and I think he handled it pretty well.
Thanks so much
Nico.
for your time, Nico. Congrats on a big win here. Congratulations on a big win here in St. Paul, and I know you've talked about it a lot, that this group feels like it's closer than you think. You've said that so many times. Was this a perfect example of how close you guys were and how fine that line is?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yet it took a lot of effort, took a lot of determination, a lot of will from the guys here today. And that that's not easy to tap into, but that's what's required. And I think today serves as a great example of how we just kind of kept getting better through the game, and you get rewarded with more offense out of it at the same time. So. It was a great night for us.
Did you feel an overall higher level of hunger toward the game and the response to maybe some lapses that you saw throughout tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought, first of all, it took us a little bit to sort of adjust to the game. This one here today was probably played at 2 or 3 steps quicker than our game yesterday. Just the efficiency of how they move the puck and the skill and speed that they have. And we got some good fortune early, got some saves, and they missed a couple of chances, and it kind of allowed us to get going. But I thought, for the final 50 minutes, I really liked our game. At times when they had their pushes, I thought we managed it well. Obviously, they scored to tie it in the first, and then we just get an incredibly determined goal at the end of the second to set us up for the third. And guys just went out and attacked the third. So, yeah, I mean, it's from a coaching perspective, it's everything we could ask for from the group today.
Sheldon, when you have a game like this and through the stretch you've been going through, how nice is it to have this effort, but then finally get some bounces? Like, we just seen so much bad puck luck going against this team, and how relieving is that for you to see some of those go your way today?
Yeah, that's a great point. It certainly was nice. As you know, a couple pucks were bouncing around and stayed out of the net today that have fallen in, and they had some pretty good looks at the net and kind of whiffed on some of their shots. So that that kind of stuff, as you say, hasn't gone our way, and that's sort of been the story for us on the other end. And today it got reversed. So I don't know. The game works in weird and strange ways. When you have a determined and competitive effort like that, it's amazing how it just shifts on you. So, yeah, proud of the guys here today. They certainly deserve the win. Whether it was going to be 2-1 or whether we could extend the lead the way we did, we were going to just make sure we did everything we could to get the win.
I just want to ask you one quick question just about the effort that you saw from Dougie Hamilton, just the veteran game here, showed a pro, and you could see just everybody on the bench like happy for him, that human moment. And again, just those are important. And what can you say about the response you got from him?
Yeah, I thought he was solid. He made a couple very poised plays in that third period that made a difference for us. So it was great. I mean, you see the efforts like that. Not easy coming in the way that he had to, but. That was good to see. Palat moves up the lineup today and just has an incredible effort, gets rewarded for it. Bratter comes through. Like, there's a lot of great things that come. I thought that Nico and Mercer, with that line with Pally, I thought like Nico and Mercer today were so hungry, so determined and competitive. I thought those guys were brilliant today, and really kind of set the tone for our team.
One of the things that Bratter was talking about in the locker room was just how vital and important the forecheck was, and sort of sticking to that. What did you like from the way your guys were contributing that way to set you up for success there?
Yeah, we were good with it. You saw the way that we scored our first two goals. It's winning pucks back. It's staying on it. It's playing from below the goal line. That takes a lot of work in there, and. Guys dug in, and again, it's just another example. When you work like that, things kind of go your way. We've been scoring more goals. Got one or a couple yesterday. Being hungry around the net, and then again here today. So that's a really good sign. It certainly makes the flight home a lot better.
You mentioned it a little bit before, but just the mix-up of the lines, there were some real changes there today. What did you sort of see from that combination that you put together that maybe you liked that sort of allowed you guys to find a little more of that?
Well, like I said, I thought the Nico's line, Pally's effort we already talked about, and just great. But I thought Nico, getting Merce back with Nico and getting Merce back on the wing, he looked just much more comfortable and just better here today. He was really good. That line, like I said, I really thought set the tone for us. And then, I thought that, Jack back in the middle was important for us, too. We're still trying to manage that situation, but that line was good, and made some plays for us. Obviously, Bratter scoring, so really wanted to keep the glass line together, and I thought they were good once again. And Cotter, Glendening, and Dadnoff, I thought really gave us some determined shifts as well. So that's kind of what it takes. You're going to find your way out of this hole that we've been digging for ourselves. It's going to take that type of collective effort.
Last one for you, Sheldon. Sal mentioned the human element. Just seeing the joy on the ice from your guys tonight, how far does that go for you as a coach and for the locker room just as a whole right now?
Yeah, I need it big time. It's obviously we're going home here, and we wanted to take something with us, both in the result, but also the feeling that comes from laying on the line and having an effort like that. It's a back-to-back situation. I know we played afternoon and all that yesterday, but playing a really good team in their building, they were sitting here waiting for us. So again, just feel real good about the group. They dug in here today, and they show what they're capable of when they do that.
Thanks, Sheldon.